Good morning. Good morning. This is Stephanie A. Wynn. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We are here. This today is the topic of what is your purpose for starting a business. I wanted to talk about this topic today because this is so important when you're starting a business and when you're writing the book. Purpose. We hear this word all the time. Um, and I want to talk about this topic today, purpose. Like, what is your purpose for doing what it is that you do, right? But specifically, what is your purpose for starting a business? And so, if I'm on your timeline for the first time, I am Stephanie A. Wynn. I love helping my startups, my specifically my aspiring entrepreneurs, my aspiring authors who simply have an idea, have a story. They just don't know how to get it out there to their audience, right? So we're going to jump right into today's topic. If I am new to your timeline, hello. Tag, share, invite your friends of friends. We're going to get right into this topic because I don't want to keep you long. But I want to talk about what is your purpose for starting a business. Uh, I want to give a shout out to YouTube, our YouTube followers, LinkedIn, and I've started my business now. What Facebook group? Thank you all for tuning in this morning. So, listen, why did you do what you do? So, let's say if you have a business and or you aspire to start a business, what is your purpose for starting that business? Like, why are you doing this, right? So, let's talk about what the meaning of purpose is. Um, Purpose is like to believe in someone or like it's something that you plan to do, right? So I'll give you another example. What Webster's dictionary says, right? The dictionary says purpose is the reason why something is done or used, or the aim or intention of something. So your intentions are to do what? Like, is it to start the business? Is it to write the book? Is it to build the brand? Like, what is your purpose? Like, what is your purpose? And so I'm super excited about this because a lot of times people ask me, why, what if I don't know what my purpose is? I'm not just quite sure what my purpose is. So that's something that you should know this. If you are a creative, whether you're author, artist, you sing, you write poetry, you should know this, right? So again, we're going to get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is like, what is your purpose for starting a business? Number one, is it to improve the lives of others? So are you starting the business to make a difference in the lives of other people, your audience? That is the community of people who are most likely to be interested in your product or service. Um, That's it. It's as simple as that. So, your purpose for starting your business is it number one to improve the lives of others? That mean that you are wanting to. These are like the individuals who want to make the world a better place, right? So, is it a nonprofit? A nonprofit is a business, right? Because you have to get grants, donors, sponsors. You still have to market it as a business, like it is, even though it's not for profit. You still have to run it as a for-profit business, right? Because you got to get those grants in. So these are the people who want to make a difference, like improve the lives of others. They're the individuals who want to make a difference in the world, and instead of waiting for someone else to do something for them, they believe they have the necessary tools to make a difference. So again, is the purpose for you starting a business? Is it to make a difference, improve the lives of others? I get it. I understand it. So that's number one. Number two, right? Is it because you have a passion for business? You're passionate about like just the thought of like starting a business, just thought of being in business, just thought of just wanting to be around people, you know, in business. I'm just saying, like, what is your purpose for starting a business? It's because you have passion, and it's okay if you have passion because passion, your passion, you should have passion behind everything that you do, right? Everything that you do, right? Or let's go to number 3. So this, when you say, okay, I have passion for business, Stephanie. So like think about it as like athletes, NFL players, they have passion behind the sports, right? NFL players, they eat, sleep, and breathe football. They started when they were at a very young age, right? Or even musicians. If you're a musician, again, you're an artist. So you've thought about music, just it was something that was always in you when you were young. You know, maybe you're a writer, you've always journaled. Maybe you want to publish your journal, right? Now you become an author, but you're passionate about this very thing because you know your journal entries is going to change the life. We go back to improving the life of others, right? Is the purpose of starting a business. So remember, as athletes, musicians, whatever industry you're in, remember, like, you have to know your true purpose. This is what your purpose for starting a business is surrounded by. Maybe you see an issue out here in the world that you see an issue and you have a solution to this issue. And that's the purpose behind starting your business, right? Okay, so let's go to number 3. So I want you to start thinking about, like, why am I passionate about doing this very thing? Clarine said, hey, Clarine, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy Women's Month. Every day is Women's Day. So thank you so much for tuning. She said, I started my business as a way to have a control over my professional life. Along the way, I develop a passion for what I do and find joy in impacting the lives of others. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can definitely feel your passion there, Clarine. And I'm going to even elaborate on that too. You know, passion and impacting the lives of others, that all falls under your purpose. Like, it all makes sense, right? So let's go to number 3. Number 3, like, your purpose for starting a business is create a product or service, right? You want to create a product or service that is going to solve a solution to your audience problem. So again, let me give you an example. When I wrote Ready, Set, Go, a simple guide to establishing a successful small business, it wasn't to just write a book because of notoriety purposes, right? It was to write a book to truly, let's go back to number 1, improve the lives of those aspiring to start a business. For those, I had a passion for this because I would eat, sleep, and breathe entrepreneurship. I stay up, I read. I started my very first business at 23, which is what stemmed me to write this book, Ready, Set, Go. So again, it wasn't just about getting my book in Amazon. That wasn't the case at all. My goal was to impact these startups because I knew that they needed help. And a lot of people don't like to take the time with startups. I saw this problem, right? Okay, again, I go back to, why? What's the purpose of starting this business, right? I saw a problem. So I created a solution to the problem. Startups, they're needy because they don't have a point of reference. It's not that they can't do it. They just need a point of reference without the overwhelm. You leave out of these programs and you have, let me show you, when you leave, you have all of these papers. Like, you just have papers, right? I wanted to create an essential tool that the startups could use to start their business. And that's what prompted me to create this product, which was Ready, Set, Go, a simple guide to establishing a successful small business. My co-author and I, Jeffrey White, we wrote this book together. And again, this all stemmed back to my purpose for the business. Like, I wrote the book because I saw a need. I saw a problem. I saw a need. I provided a solution. Sometimes you have to meet the people where they are, specifically when you're starting a business. A lot of people want to start a business. Yeah, yes, it is good to make money, but how are you going to impact this community of people? Do you know the community of people that you need to impact? Do you know where they are? Do you know where they're the most active? Are they online? Are they offline? Again, when I talk about what is your purpose for starting a business, we really have to be clear. Uh, so again, we got to be clear on, is your purpose to create a product or service, right? Is it to create a product or service? And if that's the case, that's fine. But does your product or service, does it solve a solution to your community of people's problem? And that, my friends, is when you found your purpose. Like if it provides a solution simplistically, and you are transforming people, the community of people who you're assigned to, not attached, there's the difference. The community of people that you're assigned to, then you have found your purpose for starting your business. Colleen said, your point 3 reminds me of the quote by A.G. Gaston, find a need and fill it. Successful businesses are founded on the needs of the people. Absolutely. Paula Carl, hello. Thank you all for tuning in. I remember growing up and my dad would always tell me that he will always tell me, if you see a need, fill the need. Right? So, and that's how I grew. I understood there's nothing that you have to, if I see there's an issue, I'm telling you, if I see that there's an issue, I just feel the need. And so that's exactly what I did. Thank you, Stephanie Love, for tuning in. She said assigned versus attached really resonates with me. Thank you. Yes. Let me tell y'all about these attachments. Because if you are passionate about what you do in your business and you know the purpose of why, like what is your purpose for starting your business, you know the purpose of why you started your business, you have to create those boundaries. And everybody can't get access to what you have to offer, right? And sometimes people want to attach to you based on your expertise, based on what they see, right? And so you as a creative, your passion, your purpose, you want to help everybody. That you can't help everybody. Now you're assigned to certain people. And those are the people that you want to impact. Those are the people who you want to improve the lives of, as I stated in number 1. And those are the people that you have passion and compassion for because you want to help them bring their business to life. Does that make sense? If you agree, if you're listening to me on LinkedIn, give me a thumbs up or hashtag make sense. Yes. Now, I want to say this. 2022, we need to be great. But to be great, we got to get really clear on what we're doing. Like, what's your purpose? What is your why? Why are you doing this very thing? Because I'm going to say this. Because how society has created, they painted this picture of, I can start my business today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be a millionaire. Everything's going to fall into place tomorrow. Right? I start the business today and everything is going to be together, right? That's not entrepreneurship. And Clarine, Stephanie, Paula, I know you all know that entrepreneurship, it is up one day, you're down the next, or you might be up for 2 weeks. And sometimes you have to burn the midnight oil, as they would say. Guess what? You may have to burn that oil. You may have to do an all-nighter to get, maybe there's deadlines you have to do, like, right? So if it's your purpose to start the business, you're passionate about business, starting your business, if you have a product or a service that will improve the lives of other people, be intentional about that. Be intentional about your business. Be intentional about why you're starting. Know why you're starting. That's why I named this, what is your purpose for starting a business? Maybe you have a goal of starting multiple businesses. But I will say this thing and I'll stick to, I believe in this. All of us have many talents. And a lot of us are not using our talents because there's so many talents that you have, you just don't know what to do or where to start. So you'll start doing all these different things, but you have to master one thing first. I promise you, one thing first, and be your very best at that one thing. Be great at it. And then you can start implementing other things. Shout out to my Facebook listeners. Thank you all for tuning in. But I'm saying you have to master that one thing first. And don't be afraid to get out, because there's something that you have, not everybody else or what everybody else look like, but what you have. Someone needs it. So your purpose for starting a business should be centered around, number one, improving the lives of others. Number one. Two, you having a passion for this very thing that you're going to create, right? Maybe you have a product. Like I have a book, my book, Ready, Set, Go. It's the second edition of my book, Ready, Set, Go, A Simple Guide to Establishing a Successful Small Business. Maybe you have a book. Maybe you're building a brand. Maybe you have a service. I'm just saying. Whatever your purpose, the purpose for you for starting this business, you got to be clear on it, and you got to master that one thing. That one thing. I eat, sleep, and breathe learning about business, right? Because I spent 26 years in the financial services industry, and I love what I did, and I loved it every day, but there was something always missing, because I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So if that's when you know, like, it's really, it's when it's deep down inside of your stomach, your belly, that's when you know it's your purpose. See, I found my true purpose when I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. That's the inflammatory bowel disease. And it affects anywhere from your mouth to your bottom. And I did not let that condition, that diagnosis, define who I am, because I know somebody needs to hear my story. I know that if I made it through those trying times, I know that there's somebody out there that need to hear my story. So I'm saying to you, it doesn't matter what distraction it is. It could be small or big. Just know that you were created for such a time as this. You have purpose. You just have to find your purpose. And to find your purpose is truly just sitting down and writing it out. You may have, like I said, many talents, but master that one talent. That is something that you could do freely without anyone coercing you into doing anything. You can close your eyes and you can do it freely. You could spell out what it is that you do. Does that make sense? So shout out to Facebook listeners. Thank you for tuning in. Stephanie said, entrepreneurship is a marathon, not a sprint, to last for the long haul. Yes, entrepreneurship requires work and perseverance. And saying goes, there are riches in the niches. That is right. You got to know who that is. A lot of people don't know who that is because they think, oh, my product or service is for everybody. I thought that with my book until I was shut down. Yeah, rejected, right? It only took one time for me to be rejected. One time. And guess what I did with that? I didn't sit and sulk. I didn't give up. I didn't cry. Was my feelings hurt? A little. Did it open up my eyes? Absolutely. And guess what? My foot has been on the gas ever since. So just because a no is no first, that's not an end all be all. Maybe you need to go back and tweak what you know. Again, my book is for somebody. It's just not for everybody. And I had to get crystal clear on who my audience, my target audience, my ideal customer, my customer avatar. Y'all see where I'm going with this? I had to get clear on that, because you can't be selling all over the place. When you're all over the place, you're going to be frazzled. You're going to have burnout. And then you're going to hate what you do. I know I've been there, done that a couple times. So again, what is your purpose for starting a business? I want you to think about that. What is the purpose for me starting this business? For those who are tuning in and they're just starting out on their business venture, ask yourself that question. What is the purpose for starting this business? Why am I doing it? What is your why? It should always be to make a difference. You'll go further. You will go further. Now, a lot of people say, I want to start a business because I want to get rich. I want to be rich. Because you've been working for somebody, you've been making their business rich, the corporation, you've been working for corporations. You want to be rich. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But, we hear this all the time. They're chasing the bag. What bag? Do you know how much you want to make? Do you have your numbers written down? So it's okay to have that as a goal. But along the way, one of the keys to success is you got to serve other people. And to do that, you have to make a difference in the lives of the people because people need help. And you could still do the same, this very thing that you're passionate about, you could still do this very thing as soon as you find your purpose. And I guarantee you, your purpose is tied to something that you do freely without anyone telling you to do it, without anyone coaching you, without anyone instructing you. Your purpose is already in you. Your purpose is already inside of you. I'm just saying. Okay. So, for those who are listening, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much, Clarine. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for our Facebook listeners. Paula Carl, thank you for tuning in. Listen, if you all are in the startup phase of starting your business, grab Ready, Set, Go. I put the link, this link in the description. You can grab your copy. I promise I'll sign it. Autograph copies. I love signing books. I love, love, love it. And if you just have a question because you just don't know how to find your audience, send me a message. I promise I'll respond. Or if you have a question on trying to find your purpose for starting a business, I'll help you with that too. I'm Stephanie A. Wynn. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, bye.